Sonic, we did this button one year that was a square and it said yes in the middle and then it had values around it. The point was the answer is yes, what's the question? And the point we were making with our employees was if you happen to make a mistake with one of your customers, if that's not solved on the spot, by the time they get to me with the complaint, they're a terrorist. They are out to do us damage, and they do severe damage. But when you go to a restaurant and have a bad experience, you tell on the average 22 people. When you have a good experience, you tell 4 people. And you don't go to restaurants where your friends tell you they had a bad experience. So it costs us very little for you to solve it on the spot. You are empowered to do that. If it's give the next meal on us, here's a card that allows you to do that.
That's so important. I'm always impressed when I can tell an employee is empowered to fix my problem. It's very impressive. Tommy, I'm going to ask you maybe the most difficult question. We've talked about branding and what our companies are, but with all companies, mistakes are made. Things happen, right? Nobody here has a perfect company where every day everything goes right. How important is it to explain to so many employees when something happens and it's not consistent with your brand?
I think you've just got to be honest, and you've got to, when you have something go wrong in an organization, you have to help people understand why it went wrong and what you're doing to stop it from happening again. And if you have an organization that has the right culture and that has the right values, you learn from mistakes and you build upon those and you become stronger and you become better because of those things. You never want them to happen. But you can't shy away from it when they do. You have to deal with them head on.
As long as you depersonalize it, I think it's helpful because it's not about that one person or that team that made the mistake, but it's about learning.
In our company, we depersonalize it from the employee standpoint, but we try to personalize it from the customer standpoint.
Yes.
We communicate regularly to our folks that every time we get a complaint, statistically, there are 19 other people who haven't complained but who have had the same bad experience. So we do try to kind of make sure they recognize we didn't just have 5 complaints today. Mrs. Jones was unhappy with the way we did this, and she's an important person and she matters to us, and there's 20 others, and approach.
That's very powerful. I think what the employee can hear it from us, but it doesn't mean as much as when they hear this specific example from the client.